Alright, the queue was taking too long. It was like six or 7 minutes in on healer. I was the only one in the queue. The only reason you get this particular trial is if you do the Hildebrand Kugane storyline. There might not be that many people that do it. So we're going to try uncapped level 100 and see if that's enough damage. Sorry, Paladin, level 100 Paladin. And see if we have enough damage to kill. We'll survive the big attack because it did 125,000. We'll see. I did a bunch of Paladin solo videos uncapped for pretty much, well, I did Blue Mage for the Omega stuff, and then I did Paladin for the Eden stuff because it was higher level. Blue Mage would not have been able to do it. I'm gonna hold off on my cooldown stuff until he hits 80 because he changes to Gilgi. It is time we fought like men, and ladies, and men who dressed as ladies. For yes, it is I, Gilgamesh, something, I don't know. Gilgamesh? No. 'And my suspicion about the whole mini thing was wrong. It's not a spread out mechanic. You're actually supposed to stack on at least one other person who, I mean, everybody in the raid, in the 8-man trial gets it. You're supposed to stack on at least one other person, and that way you don't get miniaturized. Interesting, huh? 40%. I don't think I can kill him fast enough to avoid the stage where he splits. %. I'm just waiting for him to split or do something, yeah. So the tanks would actually go to separate corners for this part. Let's see if I can take him out. If not, I have established that the amount of damage the final thing he does, I have like triple hit points needed. He's at 50 power level, and I've almost got one of them killed. He's probably still gonna get to 100. That damage down, or damage taken down buff is just too strong. Oh, there we go. Once the first one is down, it's all gravy after that. And then you want to bring this to one side, probably a corner. And then that's actually going to be the only safe spot to avoid the orbs, I'm pretty sure. If I'm... yeah, so like where he lands is the only safe spot. But he does have a tank cleave, so you still don't want to stand. For that part, it's probably fine to stand with the tank, but in chain, I was supposed to run. I think this kills me. Oh, can I damage it? No, I can't. Does this kill me? That would suck after all of that to get him down to 7%. Yep, it's an instant kill. Son of a... Okay. 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 I think I can take him down there. I just saved my cooldown for that part. Can I go invincible for long enough? I don't care about this. Seconds? No, it's not long enough. So I have to be able to burn him. Okay. I think I got it. So don't sacrifice my DPS on him just to try to be able to kill the duo in time. Oops. Damn it, Tiny Song's gonna ruin this rotation. Yeah, I can burn through 15% before he gets to that chain phase, theoretically. If he even gets to it. Sweet. Cool. Bite Me achievement unlocked. We get a little cutscene here. Gilgi is with his 6 or 8 arms. Jumps into the sky with fireworks going off around him. And then jumps into an apologetic stance. I yield! I yield! I throw myself upon your boundless mercy and beg forgiveness, please! You should probably drop your weapons. Well, cool. I was too scared to use all my DPS before the split. Ooh, Yojimbo barding, cool. We'll see what that looks like here. Gilgamesh is still supplicating himself. Still, again, arms holding a great axe, a long samurai sword, or what are they called? Why can't I think of it right now? Damn it, hold on. Seriously, what's wrong with me? Samurai swords. Katanas, thank you, fucking goddamn. A polearm in one, a spiked mace in another, a great sword in his like main 2 hands, with like a little spiky dragon tail. Guard, is a guard maybe? To think that... Okay. To think that Gilgamesh, the big bulbous body that he has, could shrink his waist down into the very super, like, rail-thin Yojimbo is... magic. It's magic is what it is. Go to the consulate here to continue. Oops. Oops, don't. Thank you, Paladin. Happy that I have you capped and geared pretty good. Although the gear probably doesn't matter a whole lot, but geared good. Hildy is out of the ground. One hand, one knee down, panting. You've had it rough. I just lost 3 times. Sorry, twice? Gilgamesh has joined us.
We meet again, Hildy.
Greg? Greg! I say you're a sight for sore eyes. However did you come to be here in Kugane? In the Far East, for that matter.
Well, you see, the thing about that is...
The screen goes black. Presumably while he tells everything. Hildy is thinking. I say, to think that Greg was masquerading as Jim this entire time.
Indeed I was. After Mercy bested me a second time, I quit Eorzea and embarked upon a journey to distant lands, that I might hone my skills in preparation for our inevitable third bout. But when I saw you had misread my carefully written words and come in her stead, I felt I had no choice but to remove you from the field forcibly. Pray forgive me my unkindness, Hildy.
Oh, and that also explains why Yojimbo called him Hildy. He is once again hands down, hands flat on the stone, like, paved ground, knees down, head down, bowed, supplicating himself. So fast that it shocked both Hildy and me. Now, Greg, there's no need for apologies between friends. Yet again, I must ask, though, how did you come to be here in Kugane as a Ronin of much repute and a remarkably thin waist? Hey, good. Real question. Greg stands.
I know it seems far-fetched, even insulting to your intelligence, but there's a simple and highly satisfying explanation. In my quest to hone my skills and procure more powerful weapons overseas, I neglected to budget properly for food and drink, and soon found myself bereft of both.
We see a flashback of Greg looking ravenously at a roasted chicken at somebody's campfire, maybe?
Driven to a deathly hunger, I fell to my knees, and in that instant looked to my bosom friend.
Oh no!
The painted rooster that had offered me companionship in my darkest hour. When dawn broke the following day, I was alone once more, a sliver of strength restored by the terrible sacrifice of my comrade, no, whose body and soul I would carry with me ever after.
Enkidu, no. I'll whip out Enkidu just to... Enkidu, whatever.
But by his grace I survived for days and days after, until I chanced to cross paths with a stray dog. He too was clearly a victim of the slings and arrows of outrageous misfortune, and in each other we found kindred spirits, we orphans of fate. Thus did I name him Daigoro, and thereafter did we travel as one, working together that we might both live to see another day.
We have a flashback of him in a rowing canoe, rowing a rowboat, and Daigoro with him jumping to try to get whatever is in Greg's hand. There does seem to be an arrow pointing into Greg's hand or whatever he's holding aloft. Or back to present.
When we last arrived at Kugane, I sought employment as a mercenary to rebuild my misspent savings and resume my search for the strongest of swords. It was through such ventures that I acquired the Zanmato, in fact, and began to build my reputation as Yojimbo. Naturally, a legendary Ronin must dress to meet the expectations of his clients, and so I assembled an outfit that would satisfy those who requested my services. Kageyama was one such client. When I saw that Mercy and her comrades were to be my opponents, though, I quickly realized he had not paid me nearly enough. More fool me.
I shrug.
Needless to say, the sight of the woman who had bested me twice before was enough to rekindle the competitive spirit within me, and so when I heard tell of the Saburo Sukehiro, I knew I must claim it in preparation for our battle. The rest, you know.
Truly a riveting tale.
And tragic besides, for though I fought with all my strength, yet again I was defeated by the great and powerful warrior of light. As I said to you on the bridge, no more tricks. I have taken my shot and fallen short, and so I will cease my shenanigans and instead pledge my complete support to your endeavors, that I might make amends for my misdeeds.
And we should be glad to have it, Greg. Welcome aboard. Let us return to Nashu and share with her the wonderful news. I nod. You too, Greg. You're a full-fledged assistant now. He nods. Hildy starts walking, I start walking, Greg starts clanking. Bam, boom, boom, bam, 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 boom, bam, boom, boom, boom. We go to the Rakuza district. I wonder if I could have done that fight on Red Mage. I can heal. Damage would have been better. Damage taken would have been worse, obviously. Terrible news, everyone, says Nashu. Whatever's the matter, Nashu? Greg's here as well. It's Shigure. As punishment for helping the wolf burglar escape, he's been sentenced to death by ritual suicide.
This is indeed a disturbing development, Hildy.
We have no time to spare, my friends. Presuming the wolf burglar is in the wind, our only recourse is to delve deeper into the hidden past of Master Akebono and uncover proof that the sword he claims was first stolen by he himself. Divide and conquer. Agents of Enquiry style. Nods all around. They all go dashing off in somewhat different directions. I am to question, well, let's cross the bridge first, I guess. My first spot is, I don't get to use that enough. Hey, the Rogadin dude again, sitting at the tea house.
How did Akebono earn his fortune, you ask?
By peddling a variety of medicinal wares for all manner of purposes. From what I heard, they were all remarkably effective and popular. He still enjoys a reputation as a premier source of alchemical goods. Would that I had the coin to afford such luxurious potions and potables. His clientele spends in a visit would I earn in a month. I don't know if you'd want to do that. Bim, 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 bim. Bim, 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 bim. Bim, 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 bim. A chitin, I think we've talked to you before. K-E-I, Tom E. Nancy. Rogadin fellow, look, green kimono, and like the full body is green and kimono stuff.
I should be glad to speak of Master Akebono to you, albeit solely with regards to his character as a businessman. Like all who have risen to mercantile prominence, he has been at the center of rumor and intrigue. Intrigue. Of rumor and intrigue. Intrigue. Why can't I hit that? For every man who sings his praises, there is another who would curse his name. None will deny the efficacy of his medicines, which is to be expected given that he utilizes the finest ingredients from that birthplace of alchemy, Rodzit Han. His satisfied customers are beyond counting. On the other hand, none can deny the exorbitant profits he has reaped by tightly controlling the supply of Hannish ingredients. Absent competition, he is free to dictate prices as he sees fit. This is a level 70 quest. Rodzit Han wasn't on our tongues at all. I didn't know about it at all until 80, right? 80 something? Interesting. Maybe this was... Unfortunately, this has led many in desperate need of his miraculous medicines to spend their entire life savings, or seek assistance from disreputable moneylenders. His practices are, ultimately, wholly within the confines of the law. So again, as a businessman, he is to be lauded for his success, but I will say nothing on his morals or ethics, or lack thereof. What do you give? Oh yeah. I think Hail to the Queen, if I looked it up recently, because, I still have it on this map. It is how you start the quests
to get the what do you call them? There are weapons in this game that take a lot of effort, a lot of gathering various stuff, like the legendary stuff, legendary weapons, and I believe that he is the starter of the quests for the Stormblood section of those weapons. Here's Hildy. Have you tantalizing tidbits of information to share, my good woman? Come, out with it. My options are the medicines Akebono sells are second to none, or Akebono built his fortune selling miraculous medicines for exorbitant prices. Akebono built his fortune selling miraculous medicines for exorbitant prices. Why does Nashi look a little scared? A man who preys on the sick and needy for personal gain, is he? As expected, there is far more to Master Akebono than meets the eye. Inspector, we've got to hurry. Shigure's execution is going to be carried out any moment now if we don't do something. What? Already? And there I was hoping we might first conduct a thorough investigation and uncover information with which we might convince them to set the poor man free. But, absent that, bah! There are many roads which lead to just ends. If we must take a shortcut to avert a grave miscarriage of justice, then so be it. The three of them go running, cutscening, little drinking. Hey, pupper! We see the blonde Shigure in white robes, kimono maybe, being escorted to a ceremonial. There is a rectangular mat on the ground. There are white curtains put up around this space so that people can't see, but like only on looks like 2 or 3 sides, I think. So he's kneeled on the mat. He takes out the ceremonial kind of long dagger that the samurai use for God, why can't I think of words, man? Where they stab themselves in the stomach and they cut across, and then another samurai cuts off their head. Seppuku. There we go. Thank you. It's not in this. Okay. Honored brothers, I will not beg your forgiveness, only pray that by this humble offering of my life that I might absolve the Sekisugumi of the shame I have brought upon it through my misdeeds. And there is a man behind him who whips out his katana, like I said. Shigure's eyes are closed. The man behind him is Hildy, though, and he tosses the katana behind him and gives a big toothy smile. Starts going through his poses and little dances. The Sekisugumi that are around us are shocked. Nashu is jumping for joy. What is the meaning of this? Says one of the Sekisugumi. That man is an imposter. Seize him at once, says the jailer who we kind of duped earlier. Hildy starts running around in circles. The 4 Sekisugumi are following him. Shigure opens his eyes finally. Shocked face. Nashu's still jumping for joy, loving every second. Hildy goes running out, and back in. Still, circles, figure eights. He's climbed a tree. The Sekisugumi are like, I don't know. Shigure, now is your chance to escape. Shigure, still holding the dagger, closes his eyes, gets a determined look on his face. I will do no such thing. I may have lost what little honor was mine in life, but at least I can reclaim it in death. Closes his eyes, starts to stab. We see a voice say, "Your honor is yet yours, samurai." Wolfman? Oh yeah. He's up on a roof, katana at his back. Shock from everybody, including Shigure. You need not cut your belly open this day, Shigure, for you have the Saburo Sukahiro and the infamous wolf burglar besides. But why? We had a deal, remember? Temporary release, and I'm a wolf of my word. He leaps into the air, and presumably down to the ground. Yeah. Where the Sekisugumi approach him. He hands the katana to one of them. Aye, this is indeed the Suboro Sukahiro. Very well. Escort the wolf burglar back to his cell, and send a runner to Master Akebono's estate at once. The wolf starts to walk back toward the jail, escorted by only one of the Sekisugumi. He looks over his shoulder one last time. We have Shigure's face, kind of like confused why you would do that for him. And the scene transitions. Shigure is looking around at everybody. A smile and poses from Hildy. A smile from Nashu. Arms crossed from Gilgi. We are far from finished, Shigure. The wolf burglar may be in custody once more, but you must still answer for your reckless actions. Hildy's smile goes away, as does Nashu's. Shigure is still looking at the ground. Therefore, after further deliberation, I have decided that you will conduct a formal investigation into the rumors surrounding Master Akebono, and Nashu's jumping for joy. Hildy does some joyful poses. Shigure is flabbergasted, face kind of frozen, and like, what? That will not be necessary. Indeed, with the return of the wolf burglar, I believe we can consider this tiresome affair resolved, says a voice I don't know yet. It's Akebono's friend who was being lecherous, a perv, a bad man to the dancing woman at Akebono's little drinking party with that we infiltrated. Master Kumode, they all say. Wait, I know you, Master Akebono's guest, the one the one the Geico threw into the wall. The Sekisugumi are a little bit astounded by that. Oh, surely you must be mistaken. I have no recollection of any such event, or of you for that matter. I forgot what voice I did for him. Anyway, as I said before, I believe there is no need for any further investigation. Should you deem otherwise, you are free to proceed. However, such wasteful expenditures may force us to reconsider the resources we allocate to you and yours next year. Rest assured, Master Kumode, that we value your counsel deeply and should be glad to defer to your judgment, says the captain. Shigure, the matter of the Saburo Sukahiro and Master Akebono is now officially closed. That will be all. Shigure looks to the blue-robed man, who's got a little bit of a smile. Yes, that will be all, Kumode says. Eyes glow red for a second. And he turns and leaves. Is he being mind controlled, or was that just kind of like a flash of the imagination from Shigure? Like he's seeing the evil in him, and it's manifesting as flashy red eyes. I don't know. Here's Hildy to finish the quest. Ha ha ha! Verily, I, Hildebrand, agent of enquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have once more done the impossible and saved a man from certain death. A shame that the others seemed so eager to wash their hands of the affair. Not Shigure, though. I understand he still has questions for the wolf burglar. 3304 gil. Pretty nice. Quest complete. Let's try not to block Nashu here. Here, let's do this. Gigi, myself, Hildy, Nashu, and Gilgi, Greg, whatever. We thank you for watching. I am definitely going to make more because I'm very curious what happens next. I got plenty of time. It's not even 5 p.m. But yeah, bye-bye for now.